Have you spent any time trying to make sense of the world? From an early time in my life, I thought I knew how the world works. I was so wrong. In this video, I'll share what I learned with a hope that this new awareness will help guide you as well. So, the first step in this process, when I look back at how I kind of was able to get a clearer understanding of this world and what it was all about, is you start by brainstorming from your perspective right now what the world is all about. What is the natural order? What is the path you believe will lead to a sensible world? Those are some questions to ask yourself. What is this world all about? Is there a natural order? If so, what is it? I used to believe that you work hard, get good grades in school, get a good job, get married, have a child, live happily ever after, retire, all that stuff. That was the natural order that I believed in. So that's one thing to look at. What is the natural order? What is this world all about? And what is the path that you believe will lead to a sensible world? Right, so if you look at the world right now, how can it become a sensible world from your perspective? Just brainstorm these things, write them down, get it out of your head. It's a very inspiring exercise. Then you have to go back and start with your current beliefs. Okay, where are you? Where are you? You did a brainstorm on what you think the world is all about. What do you think the natural order is? What would lead to the sensible world? Now, put yourself up against that prism and say, okay, where am I? Start with your own beliefs. And it's important that you start with your own beliefs because your beliefs just come from your environment, how you grew up, who you were surrounded by. So again, just because you believe something doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't mean you have to continue to go down the path that you've gone down. I mean, that was my whole life. You make choices to believe, and they're unconscious choices. A lot of times you're just programmed. So you've got to go back and say, okay, what are my current beliefs? And when you do this, be totally honest with yourself. Because if you're honest, and you have a thought and you don't overthink it, you just write it on paper, then you go back and look at that and you say, wow. And you're going to be able to reveal a lot about how you view the world based on what you put on that sheet of paper. If you're honest, and that's where the growth comes, is being honest with yourself. And then you can look at those beliefs and really look at them objectively with an outside perspective and ask yourself, does this line up with what I believe is my true purpose in life, what my true intention is? Or in my case, does it line up with what God would say the purpose of my life is? Wow. You have to look at those things. So it's an honest look at, here's what I believe, honestly, how I view the world, and then put that up against what you truly believe, what you aspire to. What I would say is what God's purpose is for your life. And if you're not a believer in God, whatever that higher power is that you believe in, if indeed you believe in a higher power, if you don't, if you just believe, like I did at one point, that it's all up to you, it's all up to you, and you trust you alone, that's okay too. Wherever you're at, it's a starting point to acknowledge, yeah, I just believe in me, or I believe in God, or I believe in X, Y, or Z. But here's the good news. After all of that is you have a chance to rewrite what you currently believe. So if as you're going through these exercises, if this stuff is not adding up and you're not feeling inspired and you're not fired up about where you're at, about the sense of the world, the new sense of the world that you're starting to see, right? That's where the excitement comes in. I can just share my perspective. Once I understood God, and again, it's been a process. You read the Old Testament, it's going to tell you all about God and what he's all about and his personality and all of that stuff. So once I understood God and got my own view as to, oh my goodness, this God's amazing. Look what he created. Again, I'm choosing to believe all these things. the world all of a sudden made sense. The way it operates makes sense. You look at the enemy. Again, Satan, the devil. I believe it's real. You may not believe it. You can choose to believe it. But again, you choose to believe it, and you can see all of a sudden why this world makes sense. How people get distracted. The battle is in the heavenly realms. It's in our thoughts. People act, and they act based on their desires of the flesh and their souls. It's just like me, me, me. It ties back to some of that me stuff I talked about earlier. So the more I understood God, the more I developed that relationship with God, with Jesus, the more the world makes sense. Bible talks about this is Satan's world. So we're in this world, but we're not of this world. This isn't our world. Satan has control in this world, but we're in it. We're in it to be the light, because guess what? Jesus already defeated that dude, and he's already won the battle. So I like to say we're just out there trying to be the light. So the people that are in the dark, I call them sleepers. It's not malicious or intentional, that they can see the light. And the more people that see the light, the more beautiful this world becomes. The more love you're going to see throughout the world. Just be the light. Don't overthink it. Just be the light. And hopefully this video has helped you make sense of the world. At least started you on a path to take to make sense of the world. You may choose not to go down this path. That's okay. You may come back to it a year from now, a month from now, 6 weeks from now. But it's here for you. This video is going to be here if you want to go through the same process I did to understand and make sense of this world. So subscribe with the notification bell to receive regular updates. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button to see more like this. Comment down below. This can be with questions or answers to a question you ask. And we'll see you the next time on this amazing journey from isolation to community, where the next step beyond is freedom.